Well, hello friends, this is Tommy Oakes and this is the Story Break. I want to tell you a story about a fella, and maybe you're this kind of person. Or maybe you know somebody who's this kind of person. And if you are this kind of person or you know somebody like this, maybe this story, just maybe, it'll help you. I hope so. I'm going to call this fella Charlie. Now that's not his real name, but I'll call him Charlie. Well, Charlie had a problem. As a matter of fact, his problem was so acute that his friends gave him a reputation for it. He was not just known as Charlie. He was known as Charlie, and it connected to his problem. And his problem was that he worried about everything. You name it, and Charlie would worry about it. He'd worry about the weather. He'd worry about work. He'd worry about money. He'd worry about food. He'd worry about his health. As a matter of fact, he worried so much that he carried worry like a garment. He couldn't walk straight up. He's always walking bent over. And he couldn't talk normally. Most of his talking was kind of whiny-fied, like, I don't know what's going to happen today, or I don't know tomorrow. How are you, Charlie? Well, I'm okay right now. Well, all of his friends just got to the point where they generally avoided Charlie because he wasn't just Charlie, he was Charlie the Worrier. Word got out among his friends, if you're going downtown and you're walking down the street and you see Charlie coming, if you don't want to have a load of worry dumped on you, you better go on the other side of the street and avoid him. Well, one day one of his friends was walking downtown and he turned a corner and just inadvertently bumped into Charlie, but he was greatly surprised. Because when he bumped into Charlie, he looked different. He wasn't walking bent over, he was up straight. And when Charlie greeted him, it wasn't with a whine. Charlie said, well, hello there, how are you? And his friend said, well, Charlie, is that you? Charlie said, it sure is. Isn't it a beautiful day? I just know this day's going to get better. And the friend said, well, Charlie, what's happened to you? Charlie said, the best thing that ever happened in my life happened to me 2 days ago. And the man said, what was it? He said, 2 days ago, I saw an ad in the newspaper, and I hired a man to worry for me. His friend said, you hired a man to worry for you? Charlie said, yep, and it's the greatest thing I've ever done. And the fellow said, how's that work? Well, Charlie pulled out a little special cell phone. He said, you see this little cell phone? It just goes to one number. All I have to do is punch one button. And when I punch that button, that phone will ring and that fellow will answer. And if there's something I'm worried about, I'll just tell him. And he'll say, okay, Charlie, I'll start worrying about that for you right now. He said, it's great. His friend said, really? Charlie said, yeah, you won't believe. He said, now the first day, I called that number just about on the hour. I was worried about this. I was worried about, and every time I called, he answered, and he said, okay, Charlie, you can quit worrying about that. I'll start worrying about it right now. As a matter of fact, Charlie said, last night, I called him for a strange reason. His buddy said, why? Charlie said, I called him because I wasn't worried. And he said, I was a little worried that I wasn't worried. Well, he said, that man said, Charlie, you just quit that right now. I'll pick it up and I'll just worry for you. Charlie said, this has set me free. He said, I haven't had to worry all morning. This is a great thing. Well, his buddy said, well, Charlie, this is phenomenal. How much do you have to pay this guy to do this for you? Charlie said, oh, we settled on $1,000 a week. The man said, $1,000 a week? He said, Charlie, you don't have a lot of money. Where on earth are you going to get an extra $1,000 a week? Charlie said, that's his worry. And that's the end of that. Thanks for coming to the Story Break. I hope you're not worried about the next one. See you then.